Next up on the show, we turn our attention to that racetrack in the foothills of the Adirondacks. It's called Saratoga. We thank our friends from Adelphi Racing for sponsoring this segment. I'm not going to do the production meeting in the middle of the show, but I'm going to say this out loud so I remember when we go off air. I have something to talk to you about regarding our friends at Adelphi. Having such a great summer, hanging out with the team. They did a great job at the sale. We're going to have a segment with them early next week to talk about the runners they bought at the sale. I'm not sure that there'll be much left available because with Adelphi, there's so many existing happy partners who get in on all these horses. What you really want to do is meet the team at a non-crazy time and get on the mailing list and get involved. And then when horses like the ones from this New York bred sale come up, you have an opportunity to strike, as it were. I had a really great time actually in a Salivo catered party recently with the Adelphi team. I swear, I learn something every time I get access to people like Matt Couture and Ray Handel and Joe Migliori and John Terranova and all the people who work for them. This is the fastest and best way to become a horse racing insider. Anyway, that's my pitch. Learn more at adelphiracing.com. Reach out to me, reach out to Matt Couture, and learn more. And we thank them for sponsoring Saratoga Saturday content throughout this meet. JK, your assignment isn't easy today, and it doesn't start easy because we've got a very competitive-looking maiden special weight for 2-year-olds that kicks off this Saturday. Pick 6. I know you're going to say you want to look at the workout report. That's fair. But from this far out, who are you looking at? Which horses are going to be on your radar, on your short list, as it were, as we kick off this Saturday, Alabama Day, Pick 6?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 horses that have my attention. First of all, we'll start with the 4 Hero Declared. Carmel Coast, I believe is the name of the horse that Whit Beckman debuted on Sunday. That was very impressive. Maggie did one of her 2-year-old reports where he went to the barn and talked to Whit. And apparently this one is more fancy than that one. And that one ran really, really well. So there's obviously a story here with that. So the 4 Hero Declared is one I want to make sure I keep in the mix. And, you know, like I said, we got to look at a workout report. But the what I look on paper is exciting about the 2 Renegade. Okay, this is a homebred for Robert and Lawana Lowe. Okay, our friend Jacob West, he's their bloodstock agent, their big partners and all of that, and he gives them all their guidance. They bred this horse. I don't remember the Lowe's breeding very many. This is out of the damn Spice is Nice that they paid $1 million for, who is a Curlin by Dame Dorothy. Dame Dorothy, obviously one of the most famous horses in my history of hitting wagers. One that I love very much, Dame Dorothy. And Dame Dorothy was part of my infamous $300 cold pick 3. And so Dame Dorothy, an unbelievable horse in her own right. You know, Spice is Nice is a Dame Dorothy out of Curlin. This is Into Mischief. I mean, the pedigree is insane, and you can tell by looking at the fact this horse sold. Is the Lowe's decided to stay in. The horse sold for $975, and you'll see Rapoli is listed there. So the Lowe's obviously stayed in a little bit. This horse obviously has a ton of pedigree. The 2 and the 4 are ones that I'll definitely make sure I have. I'll keep an eye out on these Chad Brown runners, just to take a look and see how they're training. But you got to have the workout report especially up here at Saratoga, to really nail it down. But for me, 100%, I'll use those 2, the 2 and the 4.
I had the 2 and the 4 on the short list. We talked about this race on Baby Talk, so I won't belabor it. I was a little bit interested in this Algaro for Chad. Let's get some more information. One great thing about having this race first is we can use some real-time information before finalizing tickets. And speaking of finalizing tickets, if you're an in-the-money inner circle person, our bet share is going to be active in this one, I think, if it plays out the way that I think it's going to. JK and I will finalize those tickets Saturday, send them around. If you're not an inner circle member, well, you're going to have to wait till the next time we open it up. Not sure when that's going to be, maybe around Breeders' Cup, but you can get a jump by joining our In the Money Plus service. That you can do anytime. InTheMoneyPodcast.com/plus. If you're a member there, you can upgrade to Inner Circle when it opens. You get digests of picks from all the shows. You get loads of extra content as well, including extra shows, extra stuff around racing's biggest events like Saratoga, like Del Mar, Breeders' Cup, Kentucky Derby, etc. Let's move on, JK, to the second leg here, where we've got stakes action for 2-year-olds in the form of the Skidmore. This is another one we talked about on the show with Cormac Brannock from Keeneland, and we were talking a lot.
You skipped a race, Pete.
Oh, I skipped a race. Host fail. Let's go back.
Yep.
Let's go back to race number 8 then, where we've got these state-bred optional allowance types. I was wondering why my notes were not lining up with the words that were coming out of my mouth. Host fail. But how about we'll get to that one in a minute. We'll get to that 2-year-old stake in a minute. Let's for now, though, talk about this 8th race. Who do you like in here?
4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to spread here. I'm gonna spread because I don't like the 3. I think there's an opportunity to try to beat this horse. I know he won last time. His figure was not that fast. It was an off the turf race. He's beating up on a bunch of horses. I don't think he's as good as he looks on paper, and I'm going to try to catch him here. I'm going to try to catch him with 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, who I all think are interesting because I'm going to be a little bit skinny in the next race. It's a little tricky the next race, but I am going to be a little skinny. We'll see what happens though.
The one that I sneak previewed for you. I was with you. I don't have 3s on my reckoning of the race, and I have 8, 7, and 4. I thought trip-wise, Crimson Light, the 8, could get the best of it. If you bake in some figure improvement for age back from April 5, this horse fits on figures and was probably buried down on a rail that wasn't the place to be on 517. Horse looks to be working steadily for the return. Aggregation, the 7, been off forever, but has back races good enough. Gonna have to work out a trip with plenty of speed signed on, but this horse has also stalked and pounced, so maybe can work out a trip. And then 4, Cicciobello has been the beneficiary of some good setups, but could get another one here. And I'll take a longer look at the JK runners. Have a feeling we'll be spreading against the 3 there. Let's get to this Skidmore JK. I thought Sandal's Song might be able to handle these based on that Royal Palm win and then the nice accounting at Ascot. Nice work to have this summer for a trainer who does well turf sprinting and in Saratoga. I really loved the one Schwarzenegger in the stake at Monmouth last weekend. They scratched out of that for this. That feels like some intent that I do not want to ignore. 2 and 1 were the ones for me. Where are you? You said you were skinny. Is it one of those 2, or are you bringing in something else?
Well, the problem is I just want to double check something really fast.
Do it.
Production meeting in the middle of the show. So it looks as if I'm looking at this correctly, we're filming this on Thursday.
Yes, 14th.
Schwarzenegger is in a maiden today in the 6th, and he did not scratch. So
he might be out.
He's going to run in a couple of hours.
Okay, that makes it easy.
So I was with you, and I will say this. We'll see what happens with Schwarzenegger. You can check back to see if I was right about this. This horse worked with Shoot It True, who won first time out for one early in the meet, very impressively turf sprinting for Wesley Ward. So one that I would definitely want to keep an eye on. I need 3 horses in here. I need the 2 Sandal Song, switching to George Weaver. George Weaver with 2-year-old turf sprinters. His stats are insane. His first time turf sprinter stats, if I'm not mistaken, are he's 8 for 19 or 9 for 19 with first-time 2-year-old turf sprinters. And this isn't a first-timer, I understand that, but definitely one that he's in the right hands with someone who knows how to win some damn turf sprints. I want to have the 3 Monster, who ran extremely well down at Gulfstream, ran fast early, fast late. And then I want to also be sure to have Bobrovsky. They call him Playoff Bob, if you didn't know that. Pete, did you know that?
I'm learning things every day.
Okay, I thought you figured he's named after some goalie.
Yes. There's a lot of hockey. There's a lot of hockey horse racing names, and Sergei Bobrovsky is one of them.
There we go. This horse was a fun horse. He ran extremely well first time out at Churchill, and then he was one of those horses that Andy was willing to die on a hill being against, but then I picked, and then you get to watch him. Get all he absolutely did very well. Yeah, that horse was good. So switching to the grass, though, we'll see what happens with that with Dale Romans. But man, he's got the type of profile I love for a turf sprint. So I presume the 1 is going to scratch. I'm going to go 2, 3, 7.
I guess the only surprise, given that he's a Panther, is that Mr. Viola isn't involved in the ownership group there. But I guess he's not in the business. He doesn't mix it doesn't seem to mix his pastimes like that, at least not that I've noticed. Next up, we talk about the race that gives the day its name, the Grade 1 Alabama Stakes. Heck of a running. But what about from a wagering point of view? What do you want to use on your tickets here? Is it are you back on the good cheer train, or like me, do you think La Cara might hold all the cards and be a pleasing price as well?
Yeah, it's funny. I hate the price on Good Cheer. I like the narrative though of her kind of getting back. I'm gonna use the 2 and the 4. I think Nitrogen's just pretty damn special. I thought her dirt race was impressive. I know she won by 17, but she did it the right way. She got a fast figure. The figure seems like it's a trusted one. I just think she's really good. Lacara, on the other hand, I wanted to bet against her in the Coaching Club American Oaks, and I was going to beat her that day with Scottish Lassie or Immersive. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to run. I worry that her price is going to drift too much here, which I want to play against her, but I want people to bet her. I'm worried that people are going to think that something was wrong with her is why she scratched, but it was a preventative thing, right? There was a case of strangles, very similar to like horse strep throat, that was going around that someone from the Maker Barn had, but the Maker Barn, the other side of it is an auxiliary of Cassie, and Lacara was in that, and because she was in that barn, she had to scratch. That's the only reason she scratched last time. So nothing was ever wrong with her. She never got it. So if you want to bet her, so I can get a better price on other horses.
Man, I'm surprised. I feel like she's going to get the jump. Our group ticket here is in jeopardy because I can't play this pick 6 without Lacara, and it doesn't sound like you can play it with her.
No, I just think that last time was the time. She was 7-1 last time. She got loose on the front end on a sloppy racetrack. I ran her lifetime best race, comfortable and loose. And I just think these other horses are better than she is. So we'll have
my
to
other
see.
argument there. They all seem like the 1.25 miles seems fine for the 2 and the 4, but I really like it for a speedy street sense out of a Bernardini dam. So that's okay. It was an idea to play a group ticket. We do not have to do it. We can keep our powder dry for another time, or take another look at Woodbine and maybe do it over there. Folks who are just watching this, do check out our King's Plate Day video. Lots of great wagering opportunities up there, some very creative and cool stuff, some mandatory payouts. You can check that out. If you're on the audio side, you've already heard it and you're like, what is he talking about? But if you're on YouTube, you might not have seen that yet. So we'll re-examine. We'll get our ducks in a row properly and proceed from there. But we still have 2 races to talk about at Saratoga, and the next one up is race 11. This non-winners of 2 lifetime $35,000 claimer. Who do you like in here?
Man, I really like the 1. Quite a bit. Assertiveness for Todd Pletcher. I thought ran well last time, and ran well prior to that, sprinting, and not even sure that's exactly what this one wants to do. But you got that tactical speed on the inside. Louis can be aggressive. You should be able to save all the ground that you need down there. I thought the race at Monmouth was actually really good. Got a nice figure. The way the race was run was pretty good. I want to definitely have the 1 on there. And then, horses like the 2 Dakota Country are horses I feel like you have to keep in the mix. The 5 Mo Go hasn't been on the grass going 2 turns in a while, but if you look back to that, when he was with Jose D'Angelo, ran well enough and ran well last time on the dirt. Get that Linda Rice improvement, you get Irad Ortiz. I want to make sure I have that horse. And then the 10 Kid Creasa, tactical speed to the outside with Ricardo Santana. You should be able to work out a good trip.
We're in lockstep on this one. I had the same top 2 as you, just flipped a little bit. Dakota Country, maybe a little cheap, but in good form. Should get a great trip. I think there's speed to set up a closer. This one will get a good ground-saving, inside-out kind of run, I think. Assertiveness I need. As you pointed out, very live, fast race at Monmouth. Couple of next-out winners. Was right in the hunt for the first 6 furlongs and might benefit from the expected flow. And then if I'm wrong about the pace being fast, Kid Creasa looks like the one that could benefit. Might be the best of these early. I had a 2, 1, and 10. JK 1, 2, 5, and 10. One more race to talk about. I had a strong opinion in here. I'm curious to see if you agree. We've got a first level allowance for olders, well, 3 and up, I guess, technically, going 5.5. When it comes to this pick 6 on Alabama Day, JK, how are we going to get paid?
Yeah, 1, 5, 6, 10 for me, or who I need to have.
I have the one I like. That's amazing.
I don't have the one you like?
Yeah, I like not for hire, but give me your spiel on the 1, 5, 6, 10.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't mind. I was going to use the 2 and the 4 as Bs.
Okay.
Yeah, I just look. They all kind of look similar. There's nothing strong I have about them, but I like Spoken Bluntly, tactical speed, drawn inside, Kendricks on a pop away from their turf sprint. The 5 Courtly Banker, who got a pocket trip last time and ran well. I just feel like is one that could show back up and duplicate that effort. Also has some back numbers that I like quite a bit. He's the turf sprint on June 16th, I thought was very similar. So I trust the race from last time. The 6, it's one of those horses that has dirty form, running at Finger Lakes in dirt races. But if you slide all the way back to last June, there is a turf sprint in there that could put that one in the mix. And then the 10, Pay the Juice, cutting back, but one that will be finishing drawn outside when the rest of them are slowing down.
Any chance to break out the old Finger Lakes chant route for busting away is one that you want to take advantage of. Yeah, in my case, I'm not for hire. I just felt like watching that last race back, it could be pretty easily excused. Just got in a really bad spot early, really never got involved, and just very, very dangerous off the race in May. And I was assuming we'd see better. But yeah, I mean, that's a horse I definitely, in the stuff I do, is going to be a pressed up A, thinking that that last race just dirties up the form. But obviously it is a spot where you could go a lot of different directions. And JK gives you several ideas, including some prices in here. Anything else, JK? Any closing thoughts for you on this loaded Saturday of racing?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I love the Alabama. So that's it for me.
We should shout out, we did have a couple people hit the Pick 4 challenge we put out. I'm going to reply to the comments in the YouTube channel and let folks know that they can get in touch with me. Easiest way to do it, inthemoneypodcast.com. The contact button there goes right to my email. I'll put you in touch with JK, and hopefully we can get you to a day in 1863 at Saratoga. If not, maybe we'll work out another fun prize. I was noticing the other day I had some In the Money whiskey lying around. Maybe that would suit. We'll see what people think. And we'll go from there. But we appreciate everybody making comments. We want to hear your comments on this video, too. Who's right in the Alabama? Is it Lacara that you want on side, or is she one to actively oppose? That's the key question. Let us know. Are you with or against Lacara? Let us know that in the comments. I'll try to keep up this week and look at them. I should be in good position to do so as I'm up in Toronto watching all of Saratoga via simulcast. We'll thank JK one more time. We'll thank our friends at Adelphi Racing. Learn more about what they're up to over at adelphiracing.com. And we'll be back with more content on the In the Money Players Podcast and the In the Money Media YouTube channel.